I'm Sharon and welcome to KG.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make Korean hand-torn dough soup that's all plant-based and gluten-free using buckwheat flour. So the Korean name would be 메밀 수제비. 메밀 being the buckwheat. It's a Korean classic comfort food and it's more commonly made with wheat flour, but I really wanted to show you a healthier option that's quite easy to make. So keep on watching and let's get started. So these are going to be our ingredients for today. For the dough here, I'm using stone ground buckwheat flour. And again, you can use just wheat flour or mix of buckwheat flour with rice flour or potato starch to keep it still gluten-free while making the texture smoother and chewier. I'll put some mixture ideas and ratios down below just in case you want some other options. And for the dough, I'll also need hot water and oil. And for the soup, we're using the refreshing broth type that I introduced to you last week. Just in case you missed that video, I'll put the video link down below. And these are the vegetables and shiitake mushroom from the broth. And for the sauce here, it's the same sauce we made for soybean sprout 콩나물 bibimbap. The dough is quite simple. In a mixing bowl, add a cup of buckwheat flour, pinch of salt, and add boiling hot water. Mix it with spoon or spatula. You might need a little less or more water depending on the dryness of the flour and the dryness of your own hand. Add the oil. This is gonna make the dough smoother. And when it's cooled down a little bit, you can use your own hand to knead it. We're gonna knead it for about 5 minutes. You know, buckwheat, despite its name, it's neither wheat or grain. It's a flowering plant, and it's the seed of the plant, like sunflower seeds. That's why it's naturally gluten-free. And boiling hot water helps to hold the dough together. And I feel like it actually makes it chewier, even though there is no gluten. It's high in protein, antioxidant, and known to be good for cardiovascular system. I'm falling in love with this buckwheat flour. I'm gonna need a little bit more water. It definitely requires more water than the wheat flour. Okay, it should have a Play-Doh-like consistency. We're gonna let it rest for at least 20 minutes while we prepare other things. You could also store it in the fridge for several hours for up to 2 days. The dough becomes smoother that way, I feel. Okay, I've chopped up the vegetables already. Here you can see the zucchini and potatoes sliced into bite-sized pieces, thick slices of onions, and thin slices of shiitake mushroom. For the zucchini, you can use the Korean zucchini as well. Okay, let's make the sauce. Like I mentioned, it's the same sauce that we made for soybean sprout 콩나물 bibimbap. But I'm just gonna omit the sesame seeds. It's just a personal preference for a soup. So I'm gonna say it's optional. So just mix everything. And chili pepper is also optional. And to keep it gluten-free, you can just use the Korean soup soy sauce, like I'm putting right now. Or you could use other gluten-free alternatives. I'm mixing the two soy sauce types, the soup soy sauce and the regular soy sauce, because I find it tasting a little bit better. I like to have this soup with this sauce, not only because it makes it so tasty, but also because it can be personalized. You could add little or more according to your taste. Let's make the soup. Add the sliced potatoes and the onions and 2.5 cups of vegetable broth, and let it come to a boil and simmer for 3 to 4 minutes. Now we're gonna tear in the dough, make a thin sheet. And tear it into bite-sized pieces like so. They're meant to have irregular thickness and shape, giving it more rustic feeling. So don't worry about making it so pretty. And it only takes about 3 to 4 minutes to cook, so you gotta be kind of speedy. I only put half of the dough here, and we can now put the sliced zucchini and sliced mushrooms. I left a little bit here for garnishing later. And let it simmer for another couple minutes. Add just a little bit of salt, not too much because we're going to use the seasoned soy sauce later. And a pinch of black pepper. I know some families have sujebi without this sauce. If you want to have it without, you could season the soup itself with soy sauce, the soup soy sauce, salt and pepper. And that's it. Okay, our hand-torn buckwheat flour dough soup, that's a mouthful, or 메밀 수제비 is ready, and let's have a taste. Mix it up. Soup first. 잘 먹겠습니다. So good. 수제비. Oh wow. Oh. This is so good. The dough is nice and chewy actually. Well, it's definitely not as chewy or smooth as the wheat flour one, but there is definitely some chewiness to it. And it's nice and earthy and nutty from the buckwheat. And the soup, the broth itself is so tasty with the seasoned soy sauce. It's just so warming and comforting. I hope you get to try this at home. So this is 메밀 수제비. I hope you enjoyed this recipe today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye! So about this buckwheat flour, I never meant to buy this. It was a mistake. You know, during the first lockdown last year, there were no flour or yeast to be found anywhere in the grocery stores. But I needed one. And my selective vision totally shined and spotted the word flour on this packaging. So I brought it home only to find out that it wasn't the flour that I was looking for. So I panicked because buckwheat flour as an ingredient was so foreign to me. So I was calling my mom, looking it up on the internet, and now I love it. And I hope you do too. It's healthy. Right, Choco?